So we've all seen that golfer, or you might even be that golfer who on a regular basis hits the top of the ball, thins it potentially sometimes, and you really get told all the time that you're lifting up and you say, I know I am, I need to stay down on the ball. So I'm going to show you in today's video how you're going to stay down through the ball, but correctly, and I'm going to show you why when you try and stay down, why it actually makes the shot worse. So, what am I talking about staying down through the ball? So what we see face on is that as we make our backswing, we maintain our height. Very often with the top players, they even get a little bit smaller and then might even get a bit smaller into impact and get that ball and then ground contact. But what you see with a lot of club players is they maybe get a bit taller in the backswing and coming into impact, they raise up and you see the hat height really raise. Obviously the club comes away from the ground and they lose that strike. And it's a really easy one because people say, oh, you've lifted up there, and you say, yes, I know, so I'll stay down. And what people try and do is they try and keep that head down and dead still, but very often the shot gets even worse. And then you say, but I really felt I stayed down through the ball, but it didn't improve the strike. So what I want you to understand is, first of all, what's causing you to lift. And you see it more down the line with golfers, that as they swing back that way, and as they start the downswing, the hips start moving towards the golf ball. And because there's a lack of room, that's how they stand up out of posture. And I've actually got one of my swings, slow motion, that we can see down the line, that I'm pretty good on the way back, but as I come down into impact, we can definitely see that I move a little bit nearer the golf ball, but my head moves up and back away from the ball. And I don't top many, but if I make my normal swing, there you go, there's the thin one, almost on call. And we can see TrackMan there, very low off the face. The good news is my low point was ahead of the golf ball, so the club did travel down, but it felt horrible. So staying down is about maintaining your posture angles through the golf ball so that the width of your swing, the width of the circle that you make, becomes consistent. Because when you try and keep that head very still, what we see is the arms start to separate, the club comes away, and that's where you still top it, even though you keep your head down. So I don't care about your head, but what I want you to understand is how do you maintain your posture from address position being here to getting back to impact, because that is not your impact position. So your impact position should be the body much more out of the way, and if I look down the line there, much more in posture. So what you need to do, and I've spoken about this in a roundabout way in some other videos in the past, is you need to create something that's called side bend in your downswing. So you want to actually be more in this kind of position, and then the body turns out the way. And a great way to feel side bend is that trail shoulder. We want you to feel, on the way back it goes behind you, but the trail shoulder then goes down and more under the chin on the way through. And as long as your body's turning out the way, you will create a very different feeling, very different delivery, and strike the ball much better. So what I would always say when you work on something new is take a little bit of speed out and maybe even shorten the swing a little to try and get that feel. So I would really focus on maybe being half, 3/4 length backswing, and then really focus on trying to get that right shoulder underneath as far as I can. So I don't want my right shoulder coming that way. I want the shoulder to come underneath. And you can see just from the height of my head, the old swing, the head would be going this way. Now it's going to be more this way. So take the speed out, take the length to swing out, and feel that through impact a little bit more. And straight away, completely different sound with the strike. It was still maybe a touch low, but we can see low points move further ahead, clubs travel down more, and I've actually picked up distance even though that was a shorter swing. So, and I know, definitely for me, I don't do this enough because I can feel as soon as I do this in my swing, kind of tire very, very quickly on my obliques. So I definitely don't do this enough in my swing. So I'd go one more shorter one with a little less speed. That feels so much more under and like this side of my lead side of my body extending much more through the shot. And I do like that feeling, but I just have to focus on it, as you will, or you won't do this movement. So then, once we've got a couple of those slower ones, maybe go a little bit longer, but keep a bit of speed out. And again, you can hear the noise there. Much better strike. Again, low point a little further ahead at 2.2 inches. Clubs travel down 2.6 degrees. And even without full speed there, 170 carry, 180 total. Now, certainly when you watch the best players in the world, you see this with all of them. That down the line, you don't see any of the best players in the world in this position at impact. With nearly all of them, they create great side bend. And very often, you can see the top of that lead arm above the trail arm. Whereas for me, you generally don't see too much, but you will see it. And I'm going to do one at full speed now, and I'm going to do a slow motion version of it so you can see the difference. So get there, a bit more speed, but really focus on that right shoulder being underneath on the way through. Love that. It's definitely the feel I need at the moment. So low point wasn't great, but it is a little bit ahead. Clubs travel down 0.6 degrees, 170 carry and 176 total. Now, let me just play that swing down the line slow motion. You can definitely see no real difference on the way down, but you can definitely see how my hips stay back a little bit. The right shoulder works down. You can definitely see a little bit of that lead arm above the trail arm, and very, very different maintaining my posture. So that is the key. It's never about trying to keep that head down. It's about putting more tilt with the shoulders through impact. And most golfers need a bit more tilt on the way back as well, but that's a whole different video. Comment below if you want me to make one on that. But if you can work pretty typical backswing, but feel that that trail shoulder goes down and under, like I said, take that little bit of speed out to begin with, get some good solid strikes, maybe shorten the backswing a little to begin with so you can exaggerate the feeling, and then work up to full speed. And if you can get there, concentrate on what you need to do. You can stay down through the ball, start ripping it like that every time, and no longer have those comments about you stood up through the shot. Just start ripping it out of the middle and you know exactly what you need to do.